Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, arguing, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article here is, 2020 has been a shutdown year, all right? The Most High is raining on everybody's parades, the things that people held so dear to their heart and everything like that, man. All right, so now we're into these dark and gloomy days now where the Most High is going to speak, all right? It says, COVID curbs Christmas spirit as Italy cancels festive events and ban midnight mass. After Italy recorded its highest number of daily coronavirus deaths since the pandemic began, the Prime Minister has announced tough festive restrictions banning midnight mass and implementing a curfew on New Year's Eve. Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte sought to reassure people that there was no reason for the festivities to be less authentic than in previous years, although he did urge people to tone down their celebrations. We must eliminate the risk of a third wave, which could arrive in January and not less serious than the first and the second, he warned. All right, so hey, they're already, predictive programming you to, basically another shutdown coming, which we're in the midst of that right now. All right. It says, in an effort to limit the spread of the virus, people will only be permitted to move between Italy's 20 regions for work, medical reasons, or emergencies from December 21st to January 6th. Travel between towns will be forbidden on Christmas Day, St. Stephen's Day, and New Year's Day. Individuals will not be banned from having guests in their homes, but will be advised against, while large gatherings such as midnight mass will be banned, while nationwide curfew will be implemented on New Year's Eve from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. The move has been met with some criticism from a number of Italian politicians, with Lombard Governor Attilio Fontana branding the new rules crazy and claiming it has been issued by a decree of contradictions that the relationship between state and regions. Italy was the first Western country to be hit by the novel coronavirus, and is currently battling a renewed spike in case numbers and fatalities. On Thursday, health authorities reported 993 coronavirus-related deaths in the previous 24 hours, a new grim record for Italy. More than 57,000 people have died from the virus. Over 1.6 million cases have been confirmed since the start of the pandemic. Now, when you're dealing with, obviously this is over in Italy, but nevertheless, these, how they say the Western people or whatever, whatnot, but hey, really they on the other side of the globe. But it's that mentality, all right? This is Esau and what his plans are for the whole planet, all right? So we're going to go from there, as they're reading about how they're trying to tone down the Christmas spirit over there, whatever, whatnot. You just seen what happened with the Thanksgiving Day situations in certain states. They were banning gatherings and things like that. They were banning flights in certain areas or whatever, whatnot, and, a lot of the airports, from the people that were flying, they were saying that a lot of these busier airports were pretty much dead. You could just pretty much walk in on a flight, You also have the scare of a lot of these people that don't want to gather with their families because of, the pandemic or whatever, whatnot, which we're not supposed to be celebrating these holidays to begin with. But, the beautiful part about it is that the Most High stopped everybody in their tracks, all right, and making them face the music, making them hear him, all right. So we're going to jump to the scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. I'm going to start at the top. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain. All right, so hey, remember thy Creator in the day of thy youth. It's just like, for a lot of us Jakes growing up, you would see, or there'd be, relatives, elder relatives in your family, whatever, whatnot, just doing all kind of wickedness or whatever, whatnot. But then as they get higher up in age, they start going to church, or you go to church with your grandma, and everybody in there is at their older age. They're like, well, you know what, I'm going to give my life over to Jesus now, basically in the same scenario here, but in real reality, dealing with, the Most High and his son, but nevertheless, right now, 2019 is prime example. They had the theme living my best life. Everybody was out there doing everything while everything was still open. That was the time to seek the Lord, try to seek mercy from the Lord before these things came to pass. How sincere is things, when, like having kids, man. Tell your kids to be on their best behavior or whatever, whatnot, but then all of a sudden now something didn't happen and you coming in there and you trying to discipline your kids. Now they want to be on their best behavior. You're supposed to be doing this before you got into trouble. All right. Verse 3. And the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Hey, and this is another thing that's contributing to a lot of people not able to so-called travel for their Thanksgiving Day festivities or whatever, whatnot, because hey, they're falling behind on mortgages, rent, and just regular finances and things like that. All right, same thing with Christmas. How you expect people to start buying other people gifts and lavish gifts or whatever, whatnot, when they ain't been to work, for the majority of this year. And again, we're not promoting that. Oh, it's sad we can't have these holidays or whatever, whatnot. That's not the case of the Spirit. Just bringing this here out to show you that, hey, this is the Most High showing you how he really feels about these holidays and things like that, majority of these Americans hold so dearly. We've never had a year where there was no Christmas or this and that, and so on and so forth. But you don't realize that your whole life is changing up now, you need to appreciate things when you have them, or the opportunity to have these things, but not when they're gone. They have that saying, you don't know what you got until you lose it. A lot of kids were going to school and, I hate going to school, I hate getting up, I hate doing this, hate going to this class, and so on and so forth. But then when the lockdowns happen, now they have to go do class over the little internet and everything like that. They really hate that, and they want to be back with their friends. Same with people getting up and going to work, man. They hate going to their job every single day. Now they're stuck at home, working from behind a computer screen. They wish they can be back in the office, Hey, so all these people taking for granted, spending time with their families and over these holidays, now they're forced to just, hey, you forced to stay home, man. Forced to do these things. So, but nevertheless, ultimately, it's the Most High raining on your parade, man, because this is the end-all, be-all of, Esau and his rulership and things like that, man. All right. Let me go from here to the book of Amos. Amos 5, and I think it's verse 10. Actually, that was not the precept I was looking for. Hang on one second. Now I forgot what the precept I was looking for. Oh, here it is right here. The water Yahabashim Yahushua. Amos 5 and 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, very dark and no brightness in it? Because, hey, ultimately, this is the state of the world before all these things started happening, man. Everybody was walking around in their darkness, they just living it up and doing whatever they want, enjoying sports and everything like that. A lot of people, whole world revolved around sports or whatever they were doing, But and they were like basically the Walking Dead. How much more now in these times of a so-called pandemic or a global crisis, more or less to say, because beyond the virus or whatever, whatnot, you have economic collapse, man. All right, social, how you say, your social and mental breakdown of the people, man. Because again, you have a lot of these people, especially these Edomites, that'll go far and beyond for like Christmas and shit like that, who can't have Christmas now. All right, or the Christmas is gonna be halted or stifled in some type of way, to where the fact that they might just start losing their minds over these things, man. All right, it's really raining on their parades right now. Verse 21, I hate. All right, I'm gonna repeat it again. I hate. Repeat it again. I hate. All right, for people who don't think that the Most High hates, oh, you guys always preaching hate and you should love more, this and that. Like, yo, if you only think that God is all love, or you only love and only talk about the positivity, you're an insane fool, man. You have mental issues. You need to you need to go get evaluated, man. All right, because a normal person hates things. All right, a normal person is hateful. All right, not saying, oh, you should be walking around just trying to kill everybody in your sight. No. But just imagine if you have a child or something and they get molested and killed off by somebody. Are you going to love that person? Are you going to show them love? No. All right. The Most High has things that he hates. A lot of people have things, foods and things and stuff like that they hate. If you work outside, you probably hate when it rains outside. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hate rainy days or whatever, whatnot, But nevertheless, the Most High also hates. All right. And some of the things and the actions that you do, the Most High hate these things. A lot of people like to throw around, oh, God know my heart, God know my intentions or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But hey, just like Lil Boosie was talking about some the situation about what kind of God, talking about such and such what I want to eat, and he know I'm supposed to eat this food or whatever, whatnot. I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat this shit. Flipping the Most High off and everything like that. All of a sudden, this nigga getting shot. He cuts out the Most High because everybody's starting to die around him or whatever, whatnot. But then now he wants some kind of sympathy or whatever, whatnot, man. All right, the Most High now is showing you the things that he hate, man. Not just the things that he hate, because those things was already written in the scriptures, but he's actually how do I say, playing it all out, man. All right, prime example again, Lil Boosie, man. Oh, you don't want to listen to my dietary law and things like that. You don't want to respect me or whatever, whatnot. You know, talking about something you want to shoot the Most High away. All right, the Most High finna shoot your ass away, man, and remove your ass, man. All right. Verse 21, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. You know, and this is one of the major things that, you know, because I noticed growing up that Jake is not really into these holidays like that. You know, we go along with him because, hey, well, we off work, traditional, and so on and so forth. But ours would more or less be like, well, for instance, Thanksgiving is a time where all of our family can get together and we can just sit down at the table and eat together instead of, you know, everybody going off and doing their own thing, eating different or whatever, whatnot, and so on and so forth. And same with Christmas, you know. For the most part, you know, Jake will try to get together, go see family members or whatever, whatnot. It's really not too much about the gift giving and things like that. But nevertheless, you know, Jake will like to sit around the table and thank the Most High about their Thanksgiving Day dinner with the pork all on there, the ham and everything like that. Same for Christmas, all right, and New Year's and everything like that. And they want to give praises to the Most High over those things. But what does it say? I despise your feast days and will not smell your solemn assembly. So, hey, for you Israelites is going out here for Thanksgiving and whatever, whatnot, praying over your meal and telling God how thankful you are for the things in your life. The Most High is not hearing you, man. All right, and he despises those things. He's like, this is utter madness. How the hell, especially dealing with Thanksgiving, how the hell are you celebrating in a solemn assembly that's honoring the genocide of my people? And especially for you Northern Kingdom people, brethren, or whatever, whatnot, you know, because it's the slaughter of pretty much your tribes and things like that, man. Same with Christmas, man. All right. They came out with this elaborate story about so on and so forth, which they don't realize this all goes back to the original Tower of Babel, or the original Babel, where they had the Tower of Babel with Nimrod and everything like that, and so on and so forth. And when you really get into all these different things, what the meanings of these things are is basically, you know, you worshiping the fertility goddess, man, because people don't understand about these types of things or whatever, whatnot, you know. But let me read verse 22 and I'll get more into that. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard your peace offerings and your fat beasts, you know, because people like to pray over their food. Thank you, Lord, for this and that, and so on and so forth. Take away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. You know, because around this time of the year, Christmas time, people want to go out and be singing Christmas carols and so on and so forth. These Edomites do that. Hey, man, they think that they do. Oh, joy to the world, or whatever the fuck the songs they be singing, you know, they have some kind of tone towards the Lord or whatever, whatnot. But the Most I hate that shit, man. All right, you be better off playing some goddamn death metal type music like that for the Most High, trying to praise him that way, than this other shit, man. All right, the Most High explicitly say he hate these types of things, man, because you don't realize, first of all, the origins of these things. All right, we'll close out here in Jeremiah 10. I'm gonna briefly touch in on this here situation. All right, well, I'll give you the origins before we read this. You know, dealing with that Nimrod and them, you have to understand the story of Nimrod and his wife Semiramis and the child Tammuz, right? Now, this is where you get, you know, phallic worship. And if you don't understand what a phallic is, it's basically a penis, all right? This is why they have so many things that's a representation of these things hidden in plain sight, i.e. the obelisk, right? The obelisk goes back to basically Nimrod's penis, dildos and things like that. These things go back to Homeboy. When you go back and to understand the story about his brother cut him up, killed him, cut him up or whatever, whatnot. His wife found all his body parts except for the penis. And apparently she got impregnated by this dead dude without a penis, had this immaculate birth. Her son, Tammuz or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And wound up having a child with him, I think. But nevertheless, going back into the penis being missing in the phallic worship, right? Now, the Christmas tree, it's erected up, you know what I'm saying? Like basically a penis. The wreath and everything like that represents the wreath with the little red berries on there and shit like that represent the woman's vagina and the ovaries and everything like that. The star at the top of the tree and everything like that represents the sperm. And you go down and you bow down to this here tree to put the gifts down there. And the gifts that the tree is supposed to grant you is fertility. All right. This is what you celebrating when you go through not Halloween, Christmas. This is what this holiday stems from. All right. So it says Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith Yahweh, all right? The Most High is telling us these things. Learn not the way of the heathens, all right? So, hey, it's not uncommon for the other nations to be around us having their own little certain things or whatever, whatnot, and for us to just look at them like, that's just what the fuck they do. We don't do all of these things. That's just what they do. Just like how Jake can look at these Edomites and be like, oh, well, shit, these Edomites like to go out in the woods and put some duck piss and deer piss on them and go sit up in a tree for hours to go shoot a goddamn deer to take a picture with it. We don't do none of that shit, bro. Just because we see y'all doing that shit don't mean we need to do that. Same thing with these ceremonial holidays and things that they have, right? Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. You know, like they have these, you know, different moons and everything like that, and so on and so forth, you know. It says, for the customs of the people. Now, the heathens have their own customs, all right? It says, for the customs of the people are vain, all right? They have no idea. Like, I just gave you the breakdown of where Christmas come from, all right? And the Christmas tree and all of that shit. It's just vanity, man. We know that this woman didn't, her husband might have got killed and chopped up or whatever, whatnot, but we know that she didn't find all his body parts, except that could have been true, too. She could have found all body parts and put his ass back together or whatever, whatnot on the table. But to say that she got impregnated by a dead man and a man without a penis, this is just a farce. And then they just implemented all of that worship into the rest of the world, and people to this same day don't even realize where all these things come from. And they just blatantly just following after these things, man. All right. It says, for the customs of the people are vain. One cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. All right. So just think about, you know, nowadays you can go buy fake ass Christmas trees, but just think about if you had to go, you see the guys on the side of the road selling them damn things. But look, they got to go out to the woods. They'll plant them, go out to wherever they got them at, chop them down or whatever. All right. It says, one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. All right. Like in modern days time, they put the Christmas lights on there. And they fasten it with nails with the hammer that it move not. Just like, again, you go buy you a real Christmas tree. You got to put in that little thingy with the water at the bottom. Or if you get a fake one, you still got the base of the tree. All right. You put the little screws in so it don't fall over. So a tree normally is erect on its own and it stands on its own. But yet you want to cut down a damn tree and place it inside your house. You have to hold this here tree up. All right. They are upright as a palm tree, but they speak not. They must be needs to be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. So, again, going back to this original story of the Christmas tree and things like that, man. All right, people bowing down to this damn tree or whatever, whatnot, asking for a gift, you know, going into the fertility and things like that to get, you know, gifts in abundance and so on and so forth. Like, that shit ain't bringing you gifts. It's the same shit as Santa Claus, man. Oh, make a list whether it's naughty or nice, or whether you're naughty or nice to see what Santa Claus gonna bring you and everything. You tell this bullshit to kids, right? But then at the end of the day, who is going out and buying these gifts and putting them under the tree? All right, whether or not you naughty or nice, don't mean Santa Claus. Whether you leave him cookies out or whatever, whatnot, write a note to Santa Claus. Ain't gonna make this nigga come. All right, that's some customs that they've created. All right, but nevertheless, just like how vain that is when we break down Christmas, trying to tell that to a kid, it's the same way as going back to the origins of this here holiday, man. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to touch on this here little quick lesson, basically, because, hey, you know, Christmas is right around the corner, and they're about to, they're already talking about these things now about how it's a Debbie Downer, we're about to lose Christmas and everything like that. Hey, man, hey, that's a good thing. Now that, you know, you got all these distractions and all this noise out of the way, the Most High can speak loud and clear, man. All right. But, hey, you know, we know that 2/3 of our people still ain't going to get it. They're going to wind up having to learn after death by pain anyway, man. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. Citation, much love for you. I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.